Okay, Kitty. Vosto's office. Get in, get the clipboard, get out. All right, it's not going to be on his desk. No, not there. Maybe it's behind the bookcase where he keeps his carrot juice. Not there either. Desk drawer?
Oh, hey there, Kitty. Have you met Dimitri's cousin, Tatyana, yet? She's helping out Dr. Schultz in the research department and doing some really amazing research. Tatyana, tell Kitty about the new Sizemore apparatus you've been working on.
Это невероятная машина. Представьте себе устройство, которое может уменьшить человека до размеров муравья, просто перестроив его атомы. К сожалению, мы не можем вернуть ему прежние размеры. Мы все еще работаем над тем, чтобы это исправить, но много еще предстоит проработать в области квантовой математики.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch any of that.
I forgot to mention, she only speaks Russian, but she's one hell of a research scientist. To understand her, you're going to need to switch on your Synth Famulator 12,000. Dr. Schultz actually updated it, so now anyone can understand anyone, anywhere, and in any language. It's really quite amazing.
Да, я рада, что у нас есть эти замечательные устройства, с помощью которых мы можем понимать друг друга.
Much better. Well, anyway, I'm trying to find Vosto's clipboard. He left this morning without telling anyone where he was going or what he was even doing. I thought he might have left a clue about it on his clipboard.
Did you check behind the bookcase?
Yeah.
What about inside the box?
The box?
You know, the box.
Oh, yes, here it is. Let's see what it says. Need to pick up more carrot juice. Idea for Dr. Schultz. Moon shoes. This note just says muskrat, the good kind. Vosto. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, my God. Vosto has gone back in time.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fawkes.
Neon Fawkes. I forget how to do. How do we do shows? What's a show?
I don't know. Do you remember how to do this?
I literally just stood there and stared for like the past 5 minutes at my mixing board, just kind of saying to myself, yes, you know, indeed, there is a way to do this. You have to figure it out all over again because I feel like I've been in just like this weird time warp over the winter. I don't know, a lot happened. A lot of things kind of occurred, and, you know, it's a crazy world we live in, of course. You know, you get out of the fire pan and you go right into the fire. Or frying pan? What is it? What's a phrase? I don't know.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah. I feel like we got, we got through one thing and now we're getting to, this is, it's all living though. We're living. The synthwave is good. Things are good. We have friends and, we have family.
Still music.
There's still music in the air, and all you can do is keep on moving on.
Yep. So,
anyway, how was your winter, Mr. Neon Fawkes? It's been a while.
It was all right. It wasn't so bad. I mean, working from home, doing everything from home because of the lockdown and everything. And then as soon as things started to open up, I went and finally got COVID a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you did? Was it official?
No.
Just unofficial.
The rapid test said negative, so who knows, right?
Yeah.
But it knocked me out for like a week.
I heard you got whacked, man. You were just out of commission.
No energy. I couldn't even do socials.
Yes, I know. Whenever I see you missing on socials, I'm like, there's a major problem.
Yeah, it's either work or a hangover, or I'm just...
Yeah, but we're glad to have you back, and it's good to be back. I'm so happy to have all our listeners back and our music. We have a lot of great songs we're going to be playing as well. So before we go into our show, we're going to jump right on into our top story. God, that's starting over. Ladies and gentlemen, top story of the evening. We have a breaking news story coming right at you here. We have a strange anomaly. It is discovered near the Portovina Hotel in Redondo Beach, California. What is this? Let's see here. We do have our roving reporter, Kitty Cabootle, and she has a little bit more about what's going on with this strange discovery that has been made. Kitty Cabootle, are you out there?
This is Kitty Cabootle, and I am here with Stan and Tatyana, following up on a very unusual story where Vosto, honestly, don't even know how to explain it. Stan?
Yeah, Dennis, this one is weird, even for us. Well, it seems Vosto Vlad has just discovered the whereabouts of a notorious synthwave vigilante group known as the Time Bandits. He apparently followed them in to some type of time portal in the Portofino Hotel in Redondo Beach, California, where they're apparently headed back in time in order to rescore the soundtrack of the 1991 blockbuster movie Cannonball Run, completely in synthwave. Apparently, they plan on kidnapping the movie's composer, who will be recording the soundtrack in RCA Studios in New York. As you well know, Dennis, time travel is dangerous stuff. Not only that, rescoring a movie, especially one as popular as the Cannonball Run, could cause a catastrophic tear in the space-time continuum. Who knows what could happen if we don't succeed? So, Kitty, Tatyana, and I are headed out by van to see if we can offer Vosto any assistance. I don't know what we can do, Dennis, but we have to help him. Tatyana, what is our window of arrival?
Что ж, если учесть схемы движения и новые ракеты-ускорители, которые доктор Шульц установил на наш фургон, я полагаю, что наше прибытие ко временному порталу займет примерно час.
1 hour? Well, we better get moving.
Dennis, we'll be sure to update you when we arrive on the scene. This is Kitty Cabootle for Night Ride FM signing off for now. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Kitty Cabootle, with our top story. Something is indeed going on over there at the Portovina Hotel. I think we're going to check back in with them to see how they're making out. I guess we'll check back a little bit later on. I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but they will definitely keep us up to speed. And before we bring on our very special guest, we would like to, I guess, drop our first track here. So, Mr. Neon Fawkes, you want to go ahead and set this one up for us?
Yeah, well, first thing I want to do is tell the listeners, if you're listening on YouTube or if you're on the nightride.fm website, pop into the chat, say hi, we'll give you a shout out. Let me just rattle off some people we see already. We've got Thadenbait, Haffy, Kevlar Noir, Ice Dream, The Major, Craig Pacman was in, he may or may not be able to stay. We've also got Echo Vector X, Muddy, one of the artists we're going to hear from tonight, Alex Lightspeed.
Nice.
Over on YouTube, we got Bad Kill Records. We've also got Rex Balls in the house, Cool Moe, 808 Weeds. We're going to hear a track from them. Z's in the house. Yes, is in the house. Vag from the Outrun Reddit. We've also got Lord Bottoms, which is, I think, Lord Tuts, right?
Lord
and
Bottoms.
Finally, Dysterians in the IRC chat. And we've also got our guest who's lurking in the chat as well, Robert Parker.
Nice. Very nice.
So, yeah, let's kick off with our first track.
Let's do it.
First of all, happy International Women's Day.
Yay.
So, with that, we're going to kick off our first track of the show with female Aztec artist Natalie Gray. She's got a new single out. It's called Dance Floor, and you're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
Understand
And once again, that was Natalie Gray with Dance Floor. Yeah, I dig that tune, Jules.
Yeah, man, it's like one of her previous tracks. It's got that nice Madonna type feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we'll hear some more stuff by her. And I'm sure our Aztec dealer, as Karin would say, will keep us stocked.
John F.
From
the Aztec, he likes to provide us all with some great music to play. And I think we wrestled that one out of
Karin's hands. We did.
Yeah, because Karin's always playing the Aztec tunes. So this time I was like, no, we're going to play this one.
Yeah, so
once again,
apparently
go to natgraymusic.bandcamp.com if you want to.
There it is.
Her music.
Yes, Karin was poking some fun at us tonight with some wrestling gifs. So she's throwing chairs and throwing us out of the ring and stuff like that. But
she's throwing down.
She's throwing. It's the Great Synth Show Throwdown with Dennis and Jules verse Karin, Zoe Lee. I don't know. We're not in competition. We're all playing for the same team. Exactly. All for the love of synth, I guess. Anyway, any more people pop into our chat room, or are we good to move on to her?
Jeff Creature and Avant Clash.
Oh, very
join
nice.
the IRC.
Well, very good. If you come into the IRC, say hi. Remember, the first thing you type is your name, and come and say hi. We'll say hi to you guys and welcome you to the show. This is a live show that we do. And without further ado, why don't we go ahead and I can't wait to bring on our special guest.
Yes.
So we're going to go.
Synthwave royalty.
Yeah, very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mr. Robert Parker. How you doing?
Hey. I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey.
You're being way too nice.
I know.
With the titles.
I'm buttering it up, Robert. But you know what?
His royalness, Sir Robert Parker.
With all respect, though, I mean, you've been in this game for. It feels like, I mean, in internet time, it's like forever. Like you're like one of the big names that has been around before the. I guess the bubble, the what was the Drive bubble? I guess
2017, I think 2017 or something.
2017. Well, Drive came out in 2011.
2011. Yeah, 2011.
But I feel like I have a feeling you've been doing it for longer. But we should probably ask you, how long have you been in music?
Well, it depends on the definition, but I started out piano lessons when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
But with the modern internet era, more or less, I started putting out music around 2009.
Oh,
maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So during the period when MySpace was sort of declining, and when SoundCloud was just in the really, really early days, that's when I was starting out putting out tracks.
Wow, that's amazing, though. I mean, so you've definitely been around for at least what is that, 11 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
As your current entity.
Yeah. Now, when you were putting your stuff out in the beginning, were you going for that retro wave sound? Like, it's always an interesting question. I love to find out when people kind of like, really jumped into this whole thing, whatever this thing is. Call it synthwave, call it retro wave, or whatever. But like, when was the moment that you just kind of like started to like navigate that realm, or was it always like that, like when you were putting stuff out in 2009? Because I'm trying to think back at the earliest stuff that I listened to on Spotify, and we're kind of shooting in like the at least like 2015 and on is the stuff that I'm checking out on Spotify under the Robert Parker label, I guess. Were you always Robert Parker, or did you have other handles?
No, I always had that sort of output, and I think when I started out making music in this kind of a genre, it was because I started to, I had graduated, started working, I had a little bit more money, so I could afford to buy a few synthesizers. And I mean, with those kind of with that kind of hardware, you're sort of even then starting to build your music within some sort of niche,
right?
I guess. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So since I never was really big on MySpace, because that was never a thing for me, I started listening to a lot of people on SoundCloud, and I mean, obviously one of the first people I heard was Mitch Murder. I mean, he was. I mean, he's. I cannot stress enough how he is really one of the really original, really early artists.
Absolutely.
Starting before anyone else, basically. And I mean, one of my biggest what's the word in English? The things that really inspired me and got me going was if you back up like 10 years during 1997, 98, 99, and the millennium, I listened to a lot of French house music.
Yes.
So I was really into that sound, you know. But back then I was not really a good producer. I didn't know how to produce music. I like to listen to music, and I really liked all the French touch kind of things. But when that kind of sound declined during the first 10 years of the 2000, I just promised myself that if any genres start to emerge that I can relate to, I will try to hop on and be part of it as soon as possible, because I felt like I sort of missed the French house era, because I wasn't really good at producing music back then. So when I started to hear 80s inspired music, I felt like, yeah, this is something I really need to take a hold on, and I need to like build my music around this. But maybe I should try to produce it a little bit like the French guys.
Yeah.
So that was my main goal, really, to do like 80s inspired music, but maybe have like a production wise sort of French touch kind of sound. So like a combination, really.
That makes perfect sense, actually, because in the music that I hear, it is very much inspired. To me, when I listen to your music, I hear a lot of that sound in your stuff. In fact, you've actually done some stuff with some really well-known, French touch. I would call them French touch artists, especially because I can't pronounce their name. Anybody where I can't pronounce their name, they're usually like French, and I always just I'm terrible with pronunciations. But Mael, Maeth,
Metelvin.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
And the Valerie Collective, which I think that they, I don't want to say like French touch, but like they're of that early sound. I know that the first gentleman, I can't pronounce his name. To me, like that's like that got that French touch kind of sound. The Valerie Collective is a little bit more. Not as much, but they're still like they defined their own sound back in the day too, which is very I think in lending itself to like a lot of the other early genres that kind of produced, I guess, the modern synthwave thing that we have now. They were more visionaries, pioneers. Your music's a huge inspiration on so many other people. Wave Shaper and Mitch Murder. I mean, he's about as OG as they come. But you guys are all defining the sound, which it's always fascinating for me, because I always like wondered, like, what's it like when you're just kind of forging your own sound in a thing that turns into like this right now Synthwave for us is like pretty big, and it goes in so many different directions. But there's ways to grab a starting point and to trace the lineage, I think, and it's really cool to kind of go back and explore some of them older groups because they're just putting out some just amazing stuff. And so with that, I mean, why don't we go ahead and drop one of your tracks, because I'm sure everyone's itching to get some good beats and rhythms and get out there on the dance floor. And I tell you what, I saw you at Neon. You played, you came over to the States and played Neon, and I was dancing the whole night.
You like to bring that up and rub it in,
every chance I get, I bring up Neon. Because Robert was at Neon. It was kind of a special place. It was
that weekend was my birthday, and I was trying to get my friend to go, and just
it was like a Woodstock of synth.
Yeah.
But Jules, you've gone places. Don't even start that with me, because I'm stuck in New Jersey. The only thing I can do is I can go a little bit north of New Jersey, and I stay in my loop, man. Stay in my lane, But why don't we go ahead and drop this first track? You want to go ahead and set this one up, Mr. Neon Fawkes?
Sure. Well, back in 2016, Robert Parker dropped this album, Crystal City, on the new Retro Wave label. And so it's one of the first tracks I discovered when I was like discovering Synthwave.
Really?
Spotify gives you all these recommendations after you've added a couple of Carpenter Brute Midnight tracks and Kavinsky, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's this Robert Parker track pops up. And it's one of my favorites. So this is 85 again, featuring Miss K by Robert Parker, right here on Night Ride FM.
All right,
He
there
was
it is.
brutally honest.
Yes,
And
we are brutally honest too here on the show, and we're going to ask you the hard hitting questions because that's what we do. We're the hardball. We play hardball, right, Jules?
Yeah, that's it.
We are having a lot of fun. We're actually talking about some things that we were talking about behind the scenes. Is some directions that you're moving into. You're looking to put together some live shows, you were saying, which is really amazing. You were telling me about some of the...
An album of live music.
Yeah, we're definitely skipping ahead, but we might as well, of course, let the audience in on, what we're talking about as well. So you do some amazing, and I could say, this is stemming from before we played the last track that we played. You are really amazing live. I mean, I feel like for an artist to play live, especially a synthwave artist, a retro wave artist, like it's not as easy as just standing up there and just like hitting the play button, because like that to me, like that's not really performing. But when you're doing your thing, man, you're mixing, and you just have the whole vibe going. You get the dance floor going, and you were really, really good at Neon. You played. Did you play? You played, right? The keys. I know you had a key. You had some, some stems, of course, because you're one guy. I mean, you can't do the whole thing all by yourself. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I try to mix together. So it's always something new when I play live. It's never like a pre-recorded kind of thing. I try to combine live and unpredictable elements with the tracks. I mean that's sort of the whole point with playing live. It's supposed to be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes well. Sometimes it
kind of like this show.
Yes, been there. Yes. That's the magic of live, though. It's really just being out there and feeling the energy and feeling the people on the dance floor that are really into the music, and just having that connection, I think, is the most important part of playing live. And you don't have to do everything. Of course, as a synthwave artist, you're generally one person or a couple people. But as long as you have that connection, and like you said, if you mix it up every different time, I think there's not much more people can ask from a live show than that, But yeah, amazing. So I can't wait. I know it's probably going to take a little while to kind of assemble that, but I'm sure we'll put the word out. Go grab that album. I'm sure Jules will be standing in line to pick that up. Are you going to put that on? Jules's favorite question is when the physicals are going to come out. Is that going to be on a physical as well? Or you still haven't thought through that yet?
So sooner or later, yeah. I think so. I mean, it's a different thing playing live, because for me at least, playing live is supposed to get people on a party, dancing, and do something together. So with that perspective, the sound is maybe a little more like dense or up tempo, or like more present, or whatever you would like to call it. So it's definitely something different from and I really like to try to combine different tracks and different songs together if they have like the same tempo or the same key. I really like to try to mix them up a little bit to combine them in different ways live. That's really fun. So it'd be something new.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So I'm just looking through our interview questions here. I'm trying to figure out how, speaking of like when you play live, and and your discography is pretty extensive.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I mean, let's see, 2013 you got your debut album Drive, Sweat, Play. Since then you've got the EP Cardinal and the album Money Talks, Crystal City over on New Retro Wave.
Yeah.
And then you've got Awakening on Laserdiscs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were in Video Man.
I tell you. To me,
the
like
soundtrack for Video Man.
The stuff that I find is the most amazing. I don't know what it is, but like lately, like I know in 2019, you did Rise of the Synths, which was just an amazing documentary. But then in like the 2020, like you're popping up in games and stuff now. Like that to me, like that's like a huge thing because I'm a big gamer, and I know you just came out with the On the Road. What is it?
Yeah.
With Road 96. I think.
Yeah.
That I just saw an ad for that on Steam. And it looks amazing, and I really find it amazing that a lot of the indie games and like I think like the niche games like are really trying to really work with a lot of the synthwave artists, which I think is just incredible. That because to me, like indie gaming and synthwave, it's like chocolate and peanut butter for me. It's like the best of two things that I love, and I love that they're reaching out and doing a lot of these things with great synthwave artists. I know you were also on Wave Break, I believe, the game Wave Break. That was with Tonebox and Ollie Ride, Wolf Club Band, Michael Oakley. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's fun to try different angles of what we're doing. And speaking of Road 96, that's the same company that produced the computer game Fury, that were with Wave Shaper and Carpenter Brute were part of. So it's sort of the same guys basically. So when they contacted me and said like, yeah, we're doing like a 90s late 80s early 90s kind of retro game, like maybe David Lynch meet the Lost Highway meet
wait a minute, did you just say David Lynch with that game? All right.
Yeah, they were like sort of collecting different kind of 90s influences, like and trying to put together a lot of the essence of like 90s indie movies together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like my game, and the soundtrack is just killer, so I'm going to have to pick that up. In fact, it's on sale. We are not doing an advertisement for the video game On the Road. I'm sorry, the video game Road 96. The song is On the Road. We're not doing an advertisement, but I'm just saying, it is now on sale on Steam. You can go out for, I think it's for Women's Day. International Women's Day.
I didn't know about that.
They did. They're having a special on it right now. Go out, pick up this game, tell them the State of Synth sent you, so we can start getting some more video games to sponsor our show.
You know what? I bet you, Robert, there's also a lot of synthwave artists out there wondering, how the hell do you get to the point where a studio calls you up and says, hey, we need some music?
That's pretty amazing too.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's if you I don't know.
If you're Robert Parker, they will pick up the phone and call him. But I find it amazing though. I'm just glad that they're connecting with a lot of the great producers that I love and making games that I love. And if it's got something to do with Twin Peaks, I'm like literally gonna go out and buy it tonight, because I'm really finding a lot of games like recently that's just very David Lynch inspired, and that's my bag. If you guys don't know me, just David Lynch and all his stuff is just me and Bonjita. I don't know if you know Bonjita, but he went to Neon too.
Yeah.
We literally spent the first night just talking about David Lynch until like 4 a.m. because like we're both like David Lynch nuts. But that's cool. It's neither here nor there. Go out and get the game. Tell them the State of Synth sent to you.
Tell them Robert Parker on the State of Synth.
Tell them Robert Parker on the State of Synth.
We got to throw Robert Parker's name in there just for some, so that we're legit.
Yes, we are legit. We think. But yeah, you've had a career that spans so many years. You work with Laserdisc. You've worked with New Retro Wave. I just feel like you've covered. I mean, Lakeshore Records. I mean, with Rise of the Synth, that had to have been pretty fun doing the interview for Rise of the Synth, because that was a big deal. Like they even had Gunship, and Gunship don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, this is where I can pull one. I can get one over on you, because I remember Robert. I got to go to London
Here we go. Yep.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, and got to meet Gunship, the elusive Gunship.
Indeed. I don't think they exist. I was just like, I don't think they're real people. But
Robert, we've been messaging him like, will you come on the show? And no answer. Never. now I think amongst all the Synthwave shows, it's a competition to see who can get Gunship on.
Yeah, it's the holy grail. Then I can retire a happy man. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
But we just have fun. We love talking to. I would rather just talk to just a bunch of cool people. Like I love too when we can bring on some lesser known artists too. Like it's great that we have people of your greatness and stature, but it's great to do shows where we're introducing holiness. People. your holy synthness of synth. But it's good. It's all, to me, like this musical niche is about bringing people up. It's about introducing people and just this sharing for the love of this retro thing. This kind of community that I think we're all at, which is nice.
Yeah.
At least the people that are in the community aspect of it.
Last week, Karin had a panel show. She had a chiptune panel show. So she had Watch Out for Snakes, and another artist, Technomage, and Game Genie Sokolov. And Technomage made a good point. I think when we refer to like the synth scene, he made a good point. It's instead of using the term genre, because that's kind of some artists don't like being pigeonholed in a particular genre.
Air quotes.
They don't feel their music.
Genre.
So he was saying, just refer to it as the synth community.
Yeah.
Because
why not?
you're gonna hear all kinds of synthy music in this community, and it's not all of it's gonna sound Outrun, and not all of it's gonna sound like the Midnight.
Indeed. All right, so we have some more questions. In fact, I really need to dig into some of our. We have some special Patreon questions that I need to ask you because it's very important to our Patreon listeners.
Sure.
And there are awesome questions too. I know that you're definitely a hardware guy. Obviously, you got the real deal synths and stuff like that. But I think the question is where's it at here? Hardware or plugins that you cannot live without? Do you have any? Is there anything that's like your go-to synth or your go-to plugin or your
like a VST or something?
Whatever it is that it just makes you feel like all warm and fuzzy.
Basically, tell us how to sound like Robert Parker.
What is your secret? How do you emulate the sound exactly, like to the T, so we can practice and be just like?
Well, I think the sad truth is I always change what I'm using.
No.
I'm really sorry, but I always use more or less the old, really old Poly 6 VST. I use it quite a lot. And I know a lot of people hate on it because they think like, oh, that's the Poly 6 bass again and again and again. But I like to combine it with a lot of things, and I think it's still really sort of frequency-wise hits something really special when you use it. So even though I never sort of use it solo in any way, I think it's a really good thing to just get into the mix. And a few other things that I always use are two drum samples. The first is the Boss DR 2020 snare sound. I think I use it on basically every track. Very so nice. With the risk of destroying with the risk of destroying the experience listening to my music, I think you will hear that the snare sound is pretty much the same in all my tracks.
Isn't that a running joke we have about Deadlife?
I've never heard of that.
Deadlife and his snares.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jules. But yeah, I think it's really good though. Honestly, I think that the fact that you do have like a signature sound, I think that's important. Like you can always kind of go and try out different sounds, but I do think it is important to kind of, stay at in a realm where people like will listen to your stuff and be like immediately like, boom, that's a Robert Parker track, or whatever the case may be. I think, the signature is important, but also, keeping it fresh is also a good exercise too, because I mean, I'm sure you would get bored and everyone would get bored at the end of the day cranking out the same album every time, which you don't do, which I think you do offer a lot of variety for the people that come to really grow and love your albums and everything like that.
Yeah,
so,
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I've never met anybody who, Robert Parker. Oh no, I'm not into that. Like, you're pretty, especially because like to me, like that kind of sound you put out, like it just makes you feel good. Like you can't not listen to one of your albums and just feel like, oh, I'm gonna have a lousy day now. Like, no, like you feel, and it's just like it's got that warm and like you said, it's got that French touch, and to me, like it's just a very warm spectrum of sound and rhythm and excitement that I think really translates over to the listener, and it just, to me, it just puts you in a good mood, makes you want to dance, makes you want to, enjoy life, all the wonderful things that life brings you, and not think about the bad things, because there's a lot of crap in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Smiling.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, one of the few hardwares I always use is the Alesis 3630 compressor, which like is one of the French Touch staple hardware that you use for like sidechain compression.
Very good. So
yeah,
write that down too, Jules.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
And we had another question from another one of our Patreons here, and I think yes.
Well,
is this from Desterian? Let's play a song first.
Yeah,
right.
We need some music.
All
here.
right, more music. We're gonna make the YouTubers happy, I guess. Have they complained yet, Jules?
Nope, nobody in YouTube is complaining yet.
All right, we love our YouTubers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for listening to our show. We're going to go ahead and play another track by Robert Parker. This is one of my favorites here. This is called A Light in the Dark, right here on Night Ride FM. This is Robert Parker featuring Double Boy. Enjoy.
Come
And once again, that was A Light in the Dark featuring Robert Parker and Double Boy, I guess. Double Boy was on that track as well. And,
yeah, that's right.
Speaking of Robert Parker, what's that, Jules?
Hang on. Behind the song, Robert, you gave us a little tidbit as to why he's called Double Boy.
Yeah.
Want to tell the listeners?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The singer, Double Boy, he has a twin brother who doesn't make music at all, really. So when we started out, he was like, I need a nickname. Yeah, I don't know. Choose whatever you like. I don't care. Yeah, I don't know. But sometimes I call myself Double Boy because I have like a twin brother. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that one. So that's sort of basically the story. Yeah.
That's great, though. I always wondered, sometimes, like, there's some really... I want to have King Protea on this show, just so I can ask her, like, how she got her name. Like, so many different... I want to just do a show, just, like, where we just go in derivations of people's names. Speaking of, Robert Parker, I just learned that that's not your real name. And your first name is not Robert indeed, but where did your name come from?
Yeah, it's my middle name, but I use it as a stage name. I had my old father-in-law. His name, he's not alive anymore, but his favorite artist was Charlie Parker. Oh. So I just tried to combine it with Robert and Parker to because of lack of imagination, and all the other artists were like Laser or something, and I didn't really come up with anything funny or inspirational or unique. So basically that's the story.
That's interesting, though. One of the things, I don't know what it is, but maybe I'm thinking about like Peter Parker, which is, the whole Spider-Man thing started off as like comic books from the 80s. So I always, for some reason, I had in the back of my mind kind of like a Marvel Spider-Man kind of derivation. Like, it's not a direct...
There you go, Dennis. Now you got me thinking about the Synthwave action figures again.
Yes, speaking of Synthwave action figures,
we need a Robert Parker action figure.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to start a Kickstarter, or I don't know. We're just we're going to tell 10 over at New Retro Wave. We're just going to make it happen because he could like snap his fingers and like all of a sudden there's like 500 toys that are going to sell out in like 5 seconds because that's how they roll.
Robert Parker lunchbox.
Over there. I want a Robert Parker lunchbox. That would be amazing. Oh my God. All right, so we have some good ideas because we love 10. 10 is an amazing. In fact, this probably would have been a This Just In, but I'm too lazy to hit the jingle. He's starting his own movie studio, and like what is going on in the world? They're working with Electrish and they're doing like some live shows. They did that. Jules, did you see that last week? They did a broadcast of I guess it was like Static Rome's-ish, it was Electrish and she does this like MTV kind of show, and they did the whole New Retro Wave live. So we're just trying to find that we got to get you the right manufacturers of these toys because we want them to sell out like hotcakes, because what we're going to do is we're going to buy ours early and then they're going to sell out. And it's going to be better than like NFTs or anything like that because it's going to be like a real thing.
You can touch it.
You can touch it. You can play Army Wars with it and stuff. You can mash Robert Parker and the Wave Shaper characters against
Robert
each other.
Parker, Wave Shaper and just like
put a sword in her hand.
Take your keytar and smack you upside the head.
That would be great. If you did have an action figure, would it be? Which accessory would you want? See, we took all the questions that we wrote down, and now we're just talking about the stuff we really want to talk about. If Robert Parker was an action figure, what would be your accessory? Would it be a keytar, a DeLorean, the shades?
Probably a Moog keytar.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I used to have one. I really regret I sold it, but I used to have one. It was really great. So, probably that one.
Dennis, I can picture now. You remember when you bought Transformers on the back? They had that little card you could cut out, and it had all the specs of the Transformer?
Jules, I have to just share the news with you. I was too poor to have Transformers, so I had... Not only did I have the knockoffs of Transformers,
GoBots?
which were the GoBots. I had the knockoff of the knockoffs.
Okay, well,
and mine didn't even have because Transformers, they always had they're holograms, right? The little, you stick your finger on it and you could figure out whether they're Autobot or Decepticon.
Yep, and then they had a little infrared thing so you could see their stats.
Yeah, GoBots was just like, here's your toy, have fun with the car. But yeah,
I'm thinking these Synthwave action figures, you could have like this infrared, like an infrared code thing on the back, and when you hover over it, it gives you all the stats of the synth artist, like what's their favorite instrument
is amazing,
and their favorite VST, right? And
we're always thinking ahead. We have so many money making things going on. I don't know why we can't even scrape together like 2 cents for this show, because we have all the ideas, but we never put anything into action. I think that's the biggest problem with you and I, Joel. So
I think you know what, we should get back on script and get over to Destarian's question.
Yes, let us do that, because we love Destarian. All right, Joel, do you want to set this one up and
sure,
ask the question?
So Destarian, he's in the IRC. He's a religious Night Ride listener.
He is.
He wants to know what Robert's source of inspiration is and what collaborations he would like to do in the future.
Ooh.
And
dream collaboration.
He also wants to make you aware that End of the Night is going to be a timeless banger.
Yes.
He thinks so. Well, I really like it, but it's basically thanks to Double Boy's voice performance. I mean, he's great on that one. So, but I guess it's like a 2-part question, right? Because the first question is about the inspirational sources, more or less, and the second part is
collaboration.
Yeah, collaborations and the future. Yeah, but I mean, the sources are quite obvious. I mean, it's basically the early French touch kind of guys, and I mean, 2 of my really most inspirational guys are Alan Braxey and Fred Fawkes. I don't know if you know about them, but they had a few really nice tracks in the beginning of the 2000s called
Fred
Rubicon.
Fawkes is amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know Rick Shithouse. You know Rick Shithouse?
I've heard the name, and I love saying the name.
Yeah, Rick Shithouse. He's from Australia. He's from Melbourne. Actually, he's from outside of Melbourne, and he was one of the really early bloggers that started to blog about synthwave during 2012, 13, 14. Really early. They started writing about Mitch Murder.
Synthetics FM.
Yeah, that's right. And we sort of connected because we both realized that the track, when we heard the track Rubicon by Alan Braxey and Fred Fawkes, we both had like an inspirational moment. Like, this is the kind of sound I want to build my music on. And in the Rick Shithouse case, it was like, this is the sound I want to write about in the future. And the big difference, I'm going to be a bit nerdy and specific right now, but the early French touch kind of things were a lot of 70s inspired things. So when you listen to the bass tracks in the early tracks, they have like a live sort of acoustic bass, especially when you listen to like Daft Punk and those kind of tracks. The bass sounds like
yeah, that makes sense.
But what happened when Alan Braxey and Fred Fawkes played this Rubicon track? they had they dared to do it really different. Like, they started to make it more like a 4 on the floor kick, and the bass was like dun 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 dun. More more predictable, but more like 80s inspired. So that was like my what's the word in English? Like my source for inspiration to use like an 80s bass line with this kind of sound.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense because
I'm like, a light bulb just went off in my head.
I just hear. In fact, I hear that opening bass for Light in the Dark, that boom, doom, 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 doom. I'm just like, that's totally it. Now, is that played on the keys? Is that live? Because I don't know if you know live bass. I figure if you started off and played the keys for so long, I'm guessing it's a key line played on the keyboard, or is that a real string?
Which track you mean?
For Late in the Dark, because that's got that. Or anytime you hear that that muted kind of bassy line, I guess that's a synth line, I guess, that you play.
Yeah, exactly. That's like it's a pattern you program your synth to play. Yeah.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, that's always something new we're learning, which is why I love talking with producers.
Yeah, remember, I'm writing all this down.
All right,
soon there'll be a Robert Parker 2 on
yes,
and you won't know who it is.
All right, so let's go ahead and drop a track before. What's that, Jules?
I just want a quick shout out to the chats.
Yeah,
we've got a couple of people that have been with us that I haven't been with us for a while. I just want to say hi to Blake Carpenter, who's in the IRC chat. We've got Yama over on YouTube. We got Razor Sharp and Adam Morgan. They're back.
Nice.
And we've also got Trick in the IRC, Emma. We've got Alex802 and Runin8. Karin Zoe Leah's joined us. Johnny5. Lord Pigger. Thank you for listening, guys.
I love Lord Pigger. Like, in fact, speaking of derivations and names, I'm like, where did you get the name Lord Pigger? And I got to talking with him, and like, I think he's like, and I'm gonna say it all wrong because I don't know the English word for somebody who deals with pigs, I guess, like a herder or something, like legit, like that's part of his livelihood. Yeah, in a way, I guess. Lord Pigger, if you can, in the IRC. I don't mean to single you out, but I know it's like legit. Like he deals with like pigs, either for breeding them or for food, or I don't know. I'm always fascinated how people, and most of the time it's like, it'll have nothing to do with what they really do, but like, no, it was like legit, like that was part of his gig, like, which I found fascinating. Like Lord Tuts, he's not a real lord, and like I don't really know what a Tuts is, but he goes by Lord Tuts, and let's play a song.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? A quick shout out also to Dark Ludus, who has joined the IRC.
Yes, Dark Ludus. You can explain your name too.
We're gonna play a track from an artist that's not Robert Parker.
Yes.
By the way, when we come back from this song, there's a few more questions we've got to ask you, Robert.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just remembered one of them was, we're gonna ask about new music that you might be working on, and then we'll talk about some live shows that you've done or that you've got on the Ray. And so first, let's just we've got this track. We were lucky enough to have Alex Lightspeed reach out in collaboration with he's gonna be on Rosso Corsa Records. So those of you who know Rosso Corsa, that's Miami Nice, 1984.
Cool. Very nice.
So this track, the release date is going to be announced soon, but so this is a special premiere.
Ooh, a special premiere.
It's a bit early.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's artist Alec Lightspeed, hailing from Portland, Oregon. He's got a new album on the way called Crimson Sunset. And the album's coming out on Rosso Corsa with a vinyl release at approximately the same time. As I said, the release date's going to be announced soon. Make sure to follow Rosso Corsa on Bandcamp for all the latest updates. That's rossocorsarecords.bandcamp.com. But yeah, so I was listening to this album and I'm like, okay, you know what? We got to play one of the songs. My favorite song so far that I've heard is the titular track. Yes, I said titular, stole Karin's thunder. So everybody take a drink. The titular track to the album, Crimson Sunset, is Crimson Sunset. You're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
All right. Once again, that was Alex Lightspeed with Crimson Sunset. Great tune right there. I love the guitar work.
Mention that he's going to be on Rosso Corsa Records. He's also co-owner of Bad Kill, Mad Chill Records.
Very cool.
And the co-host of the Lightspeed Fieros YouTube channel. And they're over in the YouTube chat right now if you want to say hi to these guys.
Oh, very good. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Album has some beautiful outrun type sounds. So
yeah, it's very good. Very good stuff. I love the guitar on that. Very sharp.
Quick shout out also to Nathan Whited over on YouTube.
Nice. And real quick too, Lord Pigger, we're absolutely going to get you on with me and Hannah, because me and my good friend Hannah, we do a show. We call it Dennis and Hannah Do a Thing, because we really don't have a name of the show. But I think last show we named it. We named it something I can't remember what we even named it. That's how low-key these shows are. But, we bring some fun people on. We just have fun. We mess around, play some new music, and just joke around. But we're going to have Lord Pigger on. We're going to go over the derivation of his name. I love finding out name derivations. It's fun. My name is Dennis, so that's pretty boring. But anyway, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Robert Parker and awesome stuff. So, Jules, you had a couple more questions that we wanted to ask Mr. Parker.
So, first of all, I guess for me, I remember I was so envious back in 2019 before the world ended with COVID. You got to go visit the Helsinki Synth City guys over in Finland, and you were accompanied by Nina.
Yeah.
And those guys, that's Levinsky, Millennium Falk, and the rest. Such a good evening. Yeah, I had a great time. Was that one of your last live performances, or was it one of the other?
It literally was the last live performance I had before the pandemic. I haven't had anything in 2 years.
So,
yeah, I feel that.
April 1st, you've got something coming up in your city, Stockholm.
That's right.
In Follan, in a place called Follan. And this one's going to be featuring you, Wave Shaper, your buddy Wave Shaper, Neon Nox, and Fool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's a lineup.
It's not an April Fool's joke, right? You're actually going to be performing April 1st?
Exactly. I think it was deliberately the 1st of April, because Fool has sort of made the April Fool's Day, so it's sort of an intern joke. But yeah, we're playing, and I think it's happening really. I mean, it's not that far away now. It's 3.5 weeks.
Exactly.
It's a really large industrial facility hosting somewhere between 500 and 800 people. So we're looking at something potentially real big. It's I think it would be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back to a live show. I'm actually going to see the Midnight in, I think, a couple weeks. So I'm glad that things are starting to happen again.
Over in North America, like the Midnight, I think their tour started I'm just checking right now.
Either tonight or a couple.
It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Their North American tour starts tonight.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
And they travel.
I know they were going over to Europe, but I think I saw Tyler mention something about the Europe tour, or maybe most part of it canceled because of what's going on over there. The thing.
Yeah.
But hopefully they visit you guys so you can enjoy some Midnight.
Yeah, I've met them. They played in Stockholm a few years ago. I met them and shook their hands. They're really nice guys. I didn't introduce myself, so they never realized they were talking to me. But
they didn't realize they were talking to royalty. It's like Tim and Tyler. They had no idea who they're talking to.
Yeah,
but they're really nice people. I mean,
really are,
and the live show was excellent. I mean, I really enjoyed it. They're really nice guys.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I just remembered one other thing we were gonna talk to you about. are you working on new music? And one of the things we skipped over in our questions, Dennis, is how the hell does Robert Parker do music and live shows when he's a doctor?
Yes, that's amazing.
In real life, you're a doctor, Dr. Robert Parker.
Like, not only can you produce stuff, which I think like people have to like have some sort of like weird, crazy superpowers in order like to make this music that they do, but like you're a doctor and stuff. Like, I find it fascinating that you have, and they're not really like, they're very disparate. Again, what's the English word for this? Disparate, when one thing's not really disparate. Yes, English is not my first language. So you have these two different things, but they're both awesome in their own right. And do you ever like find the one thing bleeding into the other, or does that like never happen? Or like does like Robert Parker play the hospital wing and like you just come out and start jamming out and the kids are just lightly amused and
I'm picturing like if you're a doctor in the ER, like and a family apparently. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know, do you sneak a keytar or something into work into the ER, like when nobody's looking? You're like, I just came up with something.
I just gotta noodle this out. Hold on 1 sec. I'll be with you in a second. I gotta give you your needle, I know, but I gotta noodle this out. Hold on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I even though being a doctor is a lot of work, I think it's a little bit different in Sweden compared to the US. I know in
the US and its war zone.
Yeah, I think in the US people are working a lot, and you have to like the only thing you have time for is working as a doctor. You don't have any time for your hobbies. You don't have any time for your family or anything else, basically, apart from very different specialities. But I've always tried to work part-time in order to have time for music. And I mean, to be honest, most of my colleagues, they don't even know what I'm doing music-wise. They don't know my nickname or my music in any way. And that's all right. I'm it doesn't really matter, because it's kind of fun to have like these two really separate worlds to at the same time. So long story short, it's I've always tried to make to have a few hours every week for making music, despite having my daily work.
Right.
Because my philosophy is that whatever you're doing as a job, you should always try to have some sort of a creative output, regardless if you're doing paintings or music or dancing or writing, or you should do something, some sort of imprint for the world when you're gone. That's not only work, and that kind of thing is something creative, something that you sort of make on the side of everything else you're doing.
Right.
Oh man,
that's incredible.
Right now, you said that, and you know that GIF of Homer Simpson sort of backing away into the bushes. That's me right now. Leaving an imprint on the world.
Jules, you are leaving your mark on the world with this show.
No, yeah, you're right. So are you, Dennis.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, so all right, so I find that amazing. Again, kudos go out for just being in both of those realms, which are, I think, both are very important things. Music is important. I think, obviously the stuff that you're doing in the real world, helping people, I think that's really important too. And, we joke a lot, but, again, much respect for all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a way to make a legacy, to make your mark in the world, either creating or helping. I think that they're like the keystones of just being human, either helping or creating is some of the things that like you just can't do without. Like, I think the people who are like focused on, getting followers or getting fans, or it's like, do it for the love of the music, you know, and that could be its own reward. And if people like it, that's great,
definitely.
you know. And then we covered that was a 2-part question, I believe. What was the other question, Jules, before the doctor one?
I think it was new tracks and live shows.
Yeah, what do you got for us? Come on now.
Yeah,
what's lined up?
I mean, me and Double Boy are working on new stuff, and I have another singer, a track that's almost finished. I'm also working on a live album, and there are a few more live shows coming up. In the end of May, I will play in Austria. In the middle of June, I will play in New York City again. So I'm
what? Is that advertised yet?
Sorry?
Is that
no. I'm just being a bit secretive.
Jules, we're going to extract this information from Mr. Parker.
We shall.
Post haste and to get it on our. Well, when you say New York, that's, you know, because that's my part of town. So I'm gonna make the track, man. If it needs, this is a hypothetical, I guess, but you know, we'll get some hard facts and dates. We won't advertise them until we're allowed to. But I can't wait to come up and see you play again, because like I said, I saw you play at Neon. It was such a great experience, and I really feel like you really have a great live show that people can just go out there and dance. Like, that's, to me, like just getting out there and dancing to some great music that just gets you on your feet. Like, I think it's just incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, I have fun myself too. That's why I'm doing it.
You look like you're having fun. If anyone ever saw your live show, like, they just know that you're up there and you're jamming out. Like, you really are. Like we have seen like some live footage and some you know, just pictures and stuff. Like, every time you see a picture of Robert Parker up there, you're just jamming out, and that's what it's about. It's about having just as much fun as the people are listening to the music and just sharing that love of the music. So, very good. Mr. Jules, what do we got next here? What's lined up here on our?
First of all, I just want to thank Robert for being with us tonight. Robert, you really, I know it's like really, what is it, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.?
It's late. It's got to be late.
I think it's 1:30 a.m. In the early morning.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
Before we roll on, we just want to say that in case you need to excuse yourself. But I just want to, before we move on, I just want to make sure that everyone knows where to find Robert Parker on the internet. So obviously, Bandcamp, you can head over to robertparkerofficial.bandcamp.com to buy all his music. You can also head over to New Retrowave.
Yes.
Bandcamp.com for your albums. You can also you can find him on Twitter with that Robert Parker SWE, as in Sweden. And then Robert Parker Official is your handles on Instagram and SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's right.
Facebook, it's Robert Parker Music. So there you go, everyone. You know where to find them.
Very good. All right, so
I think we got albums. So just battle out some album releases.
Yeah, do we want to dive into some album releases? We can absolutely do that.
Let's do that, and then we'll play a track.
All right, here we go.
All right. So February 14th, Lau dropped her album, Circumstances, on the Aztec label. And then our friend Mark Cooper dropped the third in his trilogy album. It's called The Gerald's Field. And it's available on Mark Cooper's Bandcamp page. That dropped February 22nd. Also, people may have missed this, but March 25th, Caspro dropped his very, very chill wave type album called Pastel. And also, speaking of like relaxed and chill, March 5th, Brandon secretly dropped a new EP called Coastline.
Nice.
Yeah. March 11th, there's going to be a new single by Thought Beings. That's going to be on the Aztec label. And March 12th, Lavenu is dropping the third single from his upcoming album called, the single is called Streets of Thunder. I don't know what the album would be called.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this Lavenu stuff. It's really looking fun. I'm looking at the artwork, and he's got this whole like bad cop thing vibe going on. I think it's really cool.
And I think we might. I think later on in the show we're gonna hear. We get to premiere the track that's coming out Saturday.
What?
Yeah, I was like, well, Karen's been like non-stop having shows.
Yeah, she's
she's on top of Lavenue's releases. So she's been playing Bad Cop, his latest single, on her show the last couple of times. So I had to beg him. I'm like, please let us play this track coming out Saturday. Give us a one-up on Karen.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle nowadays. It really is.
But let's play some tunes.
Let's do it.
We've got this newest track from Baltimore artist Geovok. And this one is called Midnight Rush, and you're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
Once again, that was Geovok with Midnight Rush. Yeah, dig that tune. Great stuff right there. And real quick, we're going to check in on our roving reporter, Kitty Cabootle. I think she is hailing us and has a little bit more to add. I guess they're where they were headed to discuss the top story of the evening. So we're going to just kick it back over to Kitty Cabootle, who can fill us in on the details. What's going on over there, Kitty Cabootle?
Thanks, Dennis. We arrived at Redondo Beach, California, the location where the time portal was activated. We're currently some 30 yards away from the hotel, but from what we can see, it's a huge swirling mass of energy. Well, it's a huge swirling mass of purple energy. Honestly, it's really hard to get any closer in this van as this thing grew some massive attention and people are everywhere. We're going to have to see if we can get a little closer, though. Tatyana, can you see if you can get us a little closer?
Наверное, я смогу протиснуться через этот переулок. Звучит, конечно, тесновато, но посмотрим, что получится.
That sounds good to me. Let's squeeze this baby in. Wow, the off-road capabilities of this van are unbelievable.
That's about as close as we're going to get.
A perfect fit, Tatyana. Now, let's get to that portal. Come on, guys!
Dennis, this time portal is massive. Purple electricity is swirling everywhere. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Wait a minute, what's that over there in front of that hotel? Is that Chip Bitley?
Hey! They just stole our top story! Not only that, Vasto sounds like he's in real trouble. I gotta help him!
Stan, that's crazy. There's no way to tell if they even survived going in. And we'd have no way to pull you out.
If Vasto needs my help, I gotta try. I have to go in and help my buddy. Tatyana, throw me some of those Little Debbie snack cakes. It's time to journey into the far reaches of time, and there's no way I'm doing it on an empty stomach. Here goes nothing!
Stan! No! Dennis, I'm not sure what to say here. Stan just jumped into the time portal, and I'm afraid the worst may... Oh, no, wait! Here he is again! Wait, Dennis! Stan just reappeared again, and the time portal has vanished. Stan, what happened? Are you okay?
Wow! What a ride! Wait, what month are we in?
What are you talking about? You just left.
Oh, if you only knew. It's kind of hard to explain. Vasto's still in there, and he sent me back. Back for an important mission. You need to tell... You need to tell...
Stan, what? Tell what? Tell who?
I don't know. My memory has been erased. Except for one thing. Vasto told me something before I came back through the portal. I need to tell the listeners we need their help. The message is... John Tate. I don't exactly know what it means, but they will need to enter it into Dr. Schultz's computer terminal.
John Tate? What does that even mean? And how can anyone find access to Dr. Schultz's terminal?
Well, I do remember Vasto saying he left a back door open to it on the stateofsynth.com. So maybe someone can start from there. I can't remember anything else, but I know that this is very important and could mean life or death. Speaking of life or death, I'm about to die over here from hunger. All that time traveling has made me famished. Let's go grab a sandwich.
Yes, very well. Dennis, I think that's about all we have to report for now. And to everyone who's listening, we hope you can help us figure this thing out. And until next time, this is Kitty Cabootle signing out.
All right, thank you very much, Kitty Cabootle. And yeah, Vasto's terminal, Dr. Schultz's terminal. I don't know. Maybe they can go to the website and find that information out. So. Not really sure. But anyway, yes, we are here.
You know what? We are here. I just wanted to say a quick shout out to Ahurai and in the IRC chat, as well as Dave and Mr. 3 or MR3.
Yeah.
And of course, Inexcedra's in there.
Hey!
Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
I don't hang out in Discord probably, but man, Inexcedra.
Yeah, he's
wicked
got some
artist.
Bangers.
Mm-hmm.
All day, all night. All right. So we are unfortunately at the end of our road with Mr. Robert Parker. But before we do, we covered the action figures and how we need them in our lives. The lunch
I'll make it
boxes.
happen. I'll make it happen. Yeah.
A little action figure with like floppy long hair.
Yes, and the
And
guitar.
your Moog guitar.
That's perfect. So you're working on the live album. That's going to be great. And you have some live shows. Come out and see Robert Parker perform. Again, you are going to love it if you have never seen him play live. You're a madman, and you always put on a good show. And we're all looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to extracting some dates in North America that I can.
Yeah. We'll have a beer together in Brooklyn or in on Manhattan. I'm sure of that.
That'll be great.
Means I got to start saving up my pennies so I can hop down.
Save it up, Jules.
Do that 1 hour flight.
But we do thank you very much for coming on the show. Feel free to stick around as long as you like in the IRC. If you guys, want to say hi to Robert Parker, we have him in the IRC for a little while longer, and just come say hi. Say, hopefully that you dig his music. If not, I don't know. I've never met anyone who has not liked Robert Parker. So I think you're safe.
Thanks.
You're in a safe place.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate it.
It's an honor for us. So have yourself a good night. And it's too early in the week for a weekend, but enjoy the upcoming.
You can always start your weekend off early. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it in Sweden, but I know in Finland they start the weekend on Wednesday. They just
in Sweden too. We call Wednesday the little Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. You got it right.
Okay, I got to move over to Sweden. Finland.
Indeed. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was
Thank you for having me. Have a good time, and see you soon.
Indeed.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes, that'll be great.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Jules. We have some more great stuff coming up next. I think.
Yes, we got music.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and drop another track here if we can? What do we have lined up?
First, a quick shout out to Patrick Spence, who has joined us over in the YouTube chat.
Hey, all right.
Playlister extraordinaire.
Very good. Thanks for stopping in.
We've got a new track from Russian artist 808 Weeds. And he's over in the YouTube chat and now over in the IRC chat too. So
all right.
Come and say hi. This track is called Engram, and you're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
Enjoy. All right, once again, that was 808 Weeds with Engram. And man,
what a banger.
I love that track, man. It is just banging CD. And, you know, we really want to thank them for submitting the track. And just as a reminder, you can always just go ahead to submit.nightride.fm to submit your track. And it doesn't even matter what you got. Just send it on over to us because we...
This is Ryan Cunningham from Sunset Radio 88 FM, and we interrupt this meager radio program to bring you some important information. Sunset Radio 88 FM is now the leading synthwave radio station, airing only the best in synthwave music and news. Now it's time to smooth things out with another classic hit.
Z? What just happened?
Well, to put it simply, someone was trying to hijack our broadcast signal. Fortunately, our backup distributed scrambler kicked in, rendering their efforts ineffective. Still, I probably should put a secondary demodulator device in place and switch the broadcast to IGMP, in case they try it again.
Yeah, maybe we ought to try that.
What was that?
I do not know. Some sort of weird interruption there. Sorry for the interruption. We've had that happen a couple times before. In fact, all this week, somebody's been trying to break into our signal. I've never heard of the Sunset Radio FM 88 FM. I don't even, I've never heard of him. But
Z, shore up the defenses.
Yeah, Z's gonna batten down the hatches, and let's just move on from that. What do we have left? Why don't we go into? I guess let's go into some birthdays. Why not?
Birthdays.
Right? Birthdays.
Yeah, 'cause, in the synth community, we've got birthdays.
Yeah, exactly.
So today, it's Strike Eagle's birthday.
Hey.
Yeah, Graham. So happy birthday to him. Also, Damian Jackson, who was, I think, the producer on Rise of the Synths.
Yes, indeed.
And also in our IRC, our beloved Zoo.
Hey, Snug Zoo.
Birthday today.
Snugs. Snugs.
Yeah, Snugs. And then let's see, Friday. Or no, what's now? Thursday. Jeez, I keep thinking it's Wednesday today. So March 10th, Cobra Wipeout is celebrating a birthday. And then on March 12th, which is Saturday, I guess, it's Blair Scott from Synth Central. He's celebrating a birthday, as well as Roxsun and my buddy Radio Wolf, who's now over in Germany with Nina.
Very good.
And finally, you know what? This is a bit of ways away, but I had to throw a shout out to our buddy Craig Packman.
Yeah,
His birthday's on March 27th, so that's coming up.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, mate.
Yeah. In fact, thanks for listening. I tell you, he never misses a show.
No,
Some guys just never miss a show. I love it.
I think he drives for a living, or like his day job is driving or delivering, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
And so he's got night ride while he's driving.
That's it.
Somehow he chats while he's driving, which is a big no-no.
Yes, we do not recommend that, but we do recommend listening to Night Ride while you are driving, because studies have shown that you can get to your destination approximately 5 minutes faster if you listen to some good synthwave. So
yep.
It's just a little PSA that we like to put out every now and then.
Exactly. 9 out of 10 doctors agree.
That's right. In fact, I think Robert Parker would agree as well with that piece of information. We'll have to ask him off the air and see what his thoughts are.
So, speaking of Aussies,
yeah,
you wanted to get this track on.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I love this track.
You want to lead us into this?
I would love to introduce this one here. I heard this. This was another submission that we heard through submit.nightride.fm. I checked this guy out. This guy is amazing. I think it's just such a feel-good 80s power track that, to me, just has so much energy. It's really got all the ingredients. It's got saxophone. The drums are killer. The vocals, and I'm just going to go ahead and just drop it on you guys. It's called Rocket Kid, Touch the Sky by Bernard. This is featuring G-Man the Powerhouse, and man, this thing is just killer. So here it is. This is a little tune called Rocket Kid right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy.
Dreams of flying high to leave
And that was Rocket Kid by Bernard. And yeah, man, I love that track. That thing is just like fire. It's just pure fire.
That was incredible.
Dripping 80s sweat.
Yeah. Like you said, if you've got a banging tune, head over to submit.nightride.fm.
Yes.
We need this stuff.
Yeah, we need it. We need it now more than ever in this crazy world. We need all this just powerhouse rocking out 80s stuff to just live in. We just need to live in this dream that we're just conjuring up for all of ourselves.
By the way, I just want to say a quick shout out to Jack Attack.
Yeah.
Who is in the IRC, and also I believe Ryan from Night that was there.
Hey.
He's gone.
My buddy.
And over in YouTube we've got Icarus, who's in the YouTube chat. So hello.
Very good. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to the show live. We really appreciate. It's great to listen to it in the archives, which you can do it. You can listen to it on Spotify, which, if they're working, it was weird today. Spotify logged out everybody, I guess, in the entire planet, because I'm like talking to my wife. I'm like, did we get hacked? And then I go on Twitter and like everyone's like, Spotify, no. And they apparently they had a glitch or they had something. They logged everybody out, wouldn't let anyone log in for like
apparently
an hour.
Twitter had the same problem. Over in Europe.
Oh my god!
I don't know, like some Twitter servers went down over in Europe, and they say it's nothing to do with the thing,
right?
It's just some IT issue, right?
Yeah. And then Discord went down today too. Like it was like the triple. I'm telling you, man, people are trying to silence the synth, but it cannot be stopped. The synth marches on. It is an overpowering force.
The synth must go on.
The synth must go on. Speaking of the synth and having it must go on, I know that there are some great tours and events coming out. In fact, I'm going to be going to one of them I think on the 25th of March. Anyone from New Jersey or Philly, hit me up. Let's go hang out at the Midnight Concert. And
I think I'm the day after or the day before here in Toronto.
It's exciting stuff. So let's dig into that and talk a little bit about the tours and events.
All right. So COVID is hopefully winding down.
Yes.
Because artists are actually, booking tours and events.
Woohoo!
So starting tomorrow, March 9th, and going until April 3rd, the Midnight is on tour in North America. So visit the midnightofficial.com website, look for your city, and hopefully your tickets aren't sold out. You can get one. And as usual, I think they have VIP packages too, so you can go and shake their hands. I don't know if they'll let you hug them. They let me hug them because,
everyone loves you, Jules.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want a hug from Jules?
But yeah, you get to meet Tim and Tyler in person.
Very excited.
Get a selfie with them. They're on tour. Once again, that's March 9th to April 3rd in North America. Coming up this Saturday, over in Paris, Wave Defender 3, which is going to feature Orax, MZA, Absolute Valentine, and Simia. And I think there's going to be some DJ sets as well. So that's going on in Paris, March 12th. And then March 23rd to May 15th, Magic Sword,
crazy
Dance the Dead
tour.
Double whammy. They're kicking off their North American tour. Go to Magic Sword or Dance with the Dead's website, or I think go to their Facebook page and find out if there's an event in your city. They're going to have supporting artists, so wherever they go, there's going to be an artist playing ahead of their sets. And I know that here in Canada, we're going to be having Das Mortal opening up for them. So, yeah.
Very good.
Let's see. March 26th is coming up. And over in London, Future Sounds by Timeslave Recordings in conjunction with Patrick Fakeman. They're doing a show, and it's going to feature Sunglasses Kid. And get this, 80 Stallone is coming out of the woodworks.
What?
Yeah, he's going to be performing with Sunglasses Kid and Iverson.
Holy crap.
Yeah, New Arcades. DJ Shira's going to be doing a DJ set. Patrick Fakeman's going to be doing a DJ set.
Wow, that's going to be a nice set.
Yeah, so that's going on March 26th. at Future Sounds in London.
Very good.
And let's see, April 1st, as we were talking with our guest earlier, over in Stockholm at the Folan Industrial Complex, which has been converted to a live music venue. You can see Robert Parker, Wave Shaper, Fool, and Neon Knox live. And finally, there are stuff. There's other live shows, but I need to just mention. We'll get to those as the time gets closer. But I need to mention this. Everyone should know about this. August 18th and November 6th, Carpenter Brute kicks off the world tour.
Yes.
Yep. So I believe they're first going to be playing in North America, and then going over to Europe. Carpenter Brute on tour again, finally.
Very good.
If you haven't seen Carpy Brute live, oh man,
it's great. There's blood and cheerleaders.
Oh god,
big movie screens and more blood.
Lyrics of the songs on like some giant projection screen.
More cheerleaders. Yeah. It's great. It's a great show.
Gotta love the French.
The French. They know what we like.
For more like synthwave touring news, you can always go to news.nightride.fm and click on the Synthwave events page. And there you'll get a listing of everything I just rattled off, plus more.
Very good. Go do it.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? We got some more music?
We got music, and then we're going to wrap up the show.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this track. Oh, we got this one.
Yep. So as I was saying, I reached out to L'Avenue. I bribed him, got down on my knees and begged him, and I said, listen, you got to give me something so we can one-up
Don't let Karin have it. We gotta one-up. She's been on a roll. Karin has been just like off the hook with shows, 2 shows a week. I mean, she's just interviewing like people out the wazoo.
I love her new panel.
Yeah,
setup. Right?
It is a lot of
2
fun.
or 3 artists all at once, because man, you can pack a lot of artists and interviews in 1 year.
Yeah,
so,
indeed.
Very smart. She's not just a pretty face.
That's right. Well,
let's get to this. UK artist L'Avenue, best known for his lush, relaxed synthwave sounds and artwork. Oh man, dude, I've got like every poster, every vinyl. He's dropping a new album soon, and he's veering off from the kind of chill, relaxed synthwave that he does, and he's going a little bit more outrun. So he's had 2 singles already, and he's got a 3rd one coming out this Saturday, and he's sent it over to us so you and I could play it before Karin does.
Indeed.
So here it is. This track by L'Avenue is called Streets of Thunder, and it drops this Saturday. You're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Streets of Thunder by Lavenu. Yeah, I love that, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love his stuff.
Lavenu is something else. He just makes you feel the synthwave.
He just makes you in the zone. Like, you get in the zone when you hear his stuff. That's the thing I like about a good artist, a good producer, just puts you in that zone immediately. Puts you in that world that, you know, I live in 24/7. I just like live in this like synthwave world, and my wife wonders why I don't remember the shopping list.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's like, what? There's a world somewhere else?
Like, I don't know. Like, I was supposed to pick the kids up. What? No, that was recording. Sorry. But, you know, it's great. Great artists put you in that special place that we all like to play around with and be in this wonderful thing we call Synthwave, or whatever the hell this is that we're calling it. Let's do shout-outs. What do you think? Some shout-outs?
We gotta do some shout-outs to our Patreons.
Yes! Let's do some shout-outs. Patreon.com/NightRideFM. You can come, you give us some money. Why? Why should they give us money, Jules?
So we can buy more music.
Yes. And
play
more awesome things. And, I don't know.
Well, you know, the Night Ride chopper needs fuel.
The Night Ride chopper needs
fuel. So does the Night Ride speedboat.
I feel fuel is going to cost a lot more in the future.
Yep.
So, you know, we can certainly use all the dollars we can for the Night Ride chopper. Real quick, we had some new Patreons that have joined since January. So we're going to shout them out. We have Dennis Bark, James Hostetter, and we have Sean Smith, Jonathan Ballantine. We have Matt, just Matt, Niall Griff. Hope I said that right. Frederick Nygaard. Jules, you read some.
It's Frederick Nygaard Svensson.
Yes. I know this guy's Strike Eagle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
on.
on.
It's his birthday today once again, so happy birthday, Strike Eagle.
Yeah.
He gives us money for his birthday. Awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah. We have Sven Gearing.
Yep.
Gearing?
Yep.
Sven Gearing and Chris Teeter. So thank you so much for being new Patreons. You can really hit us at any level. $1, $20, $1 million, whatever you feel comfortable with giving us, that's always the way to go.
Your money goes to keeping Nightride.fm running, and the Chill Synth and the Night Ride FM channels on YouTube running.
Yeah. If you want to specifically support the State of Synth, you can always go to thestateofsynth.com and just buy us a beer. We have a little link in the top right-hand corner. It's always nice when you're out at the bar or whatever, even if you don't drink. Buy your friends a beer and, just be jovial and be cool. So
I think you can also get some State of Synth merch, like a t-shirt, because you know what? If there's no drinking going on, at least you can wear a t-shirt that says the State of Synth.
Or you could do that. Or we might just happen to have a backdoor to Dr. Schultz's terminal. So you can always check out thestateofsynth.com. If you have any important information to put in a terminal, you can go ahead and do that. And, who are we to tell you what to do?
Yeah.
Do your own thing. Do what you want.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. So that's our show. And I think we have one more track we're going to go ahead and play for you. This is a badass tune. But before we do, we want to thank you for listening to the show. Make sure you check us out next week. We do it all over again. We have a lot of great listens and songs and guests and all kinds of things in store for you. Lots of good stuff. And we can't wait to play it all for you. And we hope you come back and listen to us do it all over again next week.
Damn right.
Is that it? I think that's it. All right, that's
so that's our show. Once again, like you said, thanks for Robert Parker. Thank you guys for listening. From all of us here at Night Ride FM, we wish you a good night. We're gonna play you out with the latest funky track from New Orleans artist Swayze, my favorite artist. This track is called Kung Fu. So yeah, get funky. Have a great night.
We'll see you next time.
baby, this ain't karate. And just like my sparring partner, I got nothing but respect for your body. If you find it hard to breathe, go on just one round with me. We can go back in my Volkswagen. Maybe then I get into your dragon. Call me spinning hooky, I will surprise you. I've got the same replay value as Street Fighter 2. Ooh, you're fun. Let's get hands on like we jump. Come on, come on, come on, shit. Gosh, we get put you on. So if you ever feel too low at night, just call me up, girl, and I'll be by your side. Yeah, you know that I know. Kung Fu, pounce like a tiger, baby. I'll strike like a cobra. Ooh, and you won't know what hits you and push you. No